Hi there, just going to test the audio. Hope you guys are having a good day. We talked about this in the auction yesterday, so sounds like the audio is pretty good. So we talked about a vote coming up within 24 hours, and the auction closed yesterday. If you were live with us, and it looks like the votes come out. Very cool. It's well presented, and what we're going to do in this is we're going to have a good read through it. So this will be quite a lengthy live stream. Obviously, you can watch it afterwards. I'll probably put some timestamps in there as well. And yeah, enjoy. Feel free to comment in the chat, and we may even have some moderators join in as well. So hopefully you enjoy this one. I'll give a few of my opinions on the way, obviously, and the voting. So we'll have a quick check of that. It's really a bit of a fun way of looking through the vote. So hope you enjoy this one. And let's get into it. Now, obviously, Punky has held, I think, one or two town halls. So if you manage to get into those are really great on the Discord. And also, I think he's got another one, maybe two coming up. There is a timetable. We're going to check that out as well. So let's, further ado, let's get onto it. There's a couple of ways of getting to the vote, and so we'll check that out right now and get straight into it, and then we'll do a read-through review. So hopefully you enjoy that one. All right, let's get into it. So at the moment, we've got the official announcement that came out. This came out at 4 a.m. on this time, so that's about 8 hours ago. Maybe 8.5 hours ago, this announcement came out with the vote. So Punky just basically said he's the strategy and marketing director for Axion Foundation. The vote is now live. This vote is based on community proposals from 3 town halls in May. The team worked intensely to review all of the discussion and build a succinct 3-option vote with always present 4th option to change nothing. So there are 4 options in the vote. Some highlights of what you will see: the referral system, so that's a big deal in the auction. Obviously, we've already had 2 votes with the auction, and those have all been approved, and they've been working pretty well. So this is actually a 3rd vote on the auction enhancements. So a referral system based on overwhelming feedback. All of the first 3 options would abolish the current referral system, so it's very important, and empower the Axion core team to lay out the Axion verified partner network, which I've been advocating for some time. So I'm very glad to see this in here. The system will be based on the concept of rewarding verified partners with a unique referral code. So it's going to open it up to people. Now people just have to apply and get approved for referrals. That includes this channel. We'd have to meet the criteria. It's going to be ethical finance, so all those other things, but it opens up to everybody. If people want to do referrals, maybe they want to do a YouTube channel, maybe they want to be on Facebook, or however they want to do it. Maybe they just want to refer to their friends, then they just have to apply and meet their criteria. So I think that's pretty good. Really gets hardcore promoters promoting pretty much non-stop, and that's what you really want to see. So very cool. The system will be based on the concept of rewarding verified partners with a unique referral code, one that benefits only the referrer, so as to eliminate self-referring. And that was the other issue. So to get rid of self-referring, and apparently a big, large chunk, if not close to 95 or more percent, has been self-referring. So I think that's pretty good. Graduated benefits versus set benefits. Please review the difference between option 1 and 3 carefully, as they are all fundamentally different approaches. Attend a town hall, so there are 3 of those at least on, and I think they've had 1 or 2 of those, so I think there might be 1 left to go. And if we have enough demand, we will host more. This vote is set to last for 72 hours, all right, so 3 days, and obviously it's 8 hours in already. And as we get closer to the finish of it, we will announce the auction day, the changes. If any are implemented, the target is to implement within 48 hours or less of the end vote. So we're looking at by pretty much 5 days after the launch of the vote. So that gives you an idea there. Now it's got vote here, so you can actually vote there, and there's knowledge articles here. So if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, you can go there too. We won't be covering that as such, but we will be going to the vote. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. All right, so let's get straight into this part. We're gonna, if we clicked on here, this will take us to the vote, and so if we did that, it's going to take us to this vote, the Axion Foundation vote. So this is the one way to get to the vote. So if you're on there, you can, if you're on Discord, you can get to this way. The alternative way to get to the vote is simply logging on to your staking platform with the Axion staking platform, and then going down to the tab that says vote. Click on that, and you'll see that there's voting here as well. It's the same thing, but it shows you up all the previous votes. I said to you, this is our third vote on refining the auctions. Here's the first two that were both approved: capping of Axion auctions and Axion auction token distribution. Sorry, and here's the third one, obviously balancing Axion auctions. And that's the one that we're going to review today. That's the one that's live for 3 days, 72 hours. So you can basically click on that. And if you do that, that will also bring up the vote inside here, and you can read through that. So we're going to do that. We're not going to use this version just because it's easier to express with the other one. So we're going to go back to this one, and we'll click on that. And so here is the actual vote in play. So we're going to use this version and go through that. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Sit back. Once again, I always say, grab a hot cocoa or something, or a beverage, and just relax, and we'll get into this. This will be fairly lengthy because the vote's got a fair amount of detail, and I'll try and give as many comments on what I think as we go. Now, of course, leave your comments in the chat if you've got certain ideas about this or that, or you like it or whatever. Leave that in the chat. Balancing Axion auctions. Okay, so that's the name of the vote. Based on multiple town hall discussions in the Axion Discord, the community has agreed that the current auctions are unbalanced, leading to inequality in economic benefit. Now, a month ago when it was held, the auctions, we did have a couple of weeks where the auctions were selling out at different percentages, 30%, 70%, that sort of thing. So that's sort of that was only over a couple of days too, so there wasn't a lot of data. The auctions have actually been selling out pretty well in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So since then, so it's probably not quite that way, but there were certainly some issues with the referrals, self-referring, and incentives in there. So, and also getting the sold out earlier, stuff like that. So bidding in the regular auction without a referral yields the least benefit, okay, and bidding with self-referrals yields the largest, all right? So obviously if you don't have a referral code, then you're getting the least, and if you do have a referral code, you're getting the best, and if you self-refer, you're getting the very best. So that's pretty much it. Those users repeatedly self-referring into the auctions were abusing the referral system and making it less beneficial to community members to build useful fan sites and bring in new customers. Basically, because they get in there first and they self-refer themselves, so they sell out, because we have one of those votes was to put a soft cap in there to get them sold out for faster, which has worked. So making it less beneficial for community members to build. Referral system also results in several small 14-day stakes. So when someone gets a referral, they get a 14-day stake, whereas the other person will have to, if it's a regular auction, they'll have to stake for a minimum of 60 days. So you've got 14 days for the referrer, 60 days for the referee, the person that bids into the auction, when they have to withdraw their stake out, which can be counterproductive to the fees. So I think that's a minor thing, but that is certainly an issue there. With this vote, we will counterproductive fees. So they're talking about when they're withdrawing stake, that they've got to also make another stake for the referrer's 14-day stake. So that's what they're talking about, fees there. With this vote, we will abolish the referral system as it stands and replace it with an Axion verified partner network. Now I'm very excited about this because I've been advocating this. I put this in the suggestion box on the Discord a couple of times now, and my actually vision's actually a little bit bigger, but we'll see actually how they design this. Will be interesting. So yeah, this network will continue to provide a benefit to partners that are bringing in new customers, but no longer provide a benefit for the bidders, eliminating self-referral. So if you're basically on like Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, you've got a decent sized community, or you want to build one up, then become a verified partner is a really great way. And these people become dedicated promoters, and so that it really is that focus is there. They're not just sort of putting out heaps of projects, which is fine, but the more dedicated people you got, just going at it all the time, the more effective that is over time, because people often have to see something 3 times before they decide to buy, type thing. So it's really good to get that repetitive behavior in there. So very cool. If Axion, if approved, the Axion core team will initiate another vote laying out, so there's another vote coming if this is approved, laying out the verified partner network requirements and mechanisms, removing the referral system. So yeah, with this network requirements and mechanisms, I'd like to see that be pretty cool. I'd like to see a lot of gamification in it if they can. Obviously, I don't mind a first version being very basic, like just getting people qualified and having a certain criteria to meet and getting that referral code, but I actually would like to see some gamification in it as a sort of a second phase if they can't put that in the first phase, and then just reiteration after that, and building up those reward systems, and getting people continually just putting out Axion there. Certainly a great addition to marketing and community, word of mouth and that sort of stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. Removing the referral system will also make it slightly cheaper in the bid and the auctions, and create the stake the following day. So that's just talking about the bidder going in there, and the fees. Obviously fees have not been too bad at the moment with the GUI down in the 20s, and even in the teens, we've had the high teens as well. Currently, bidders into each auction receive the following. So this is a summary of the current benefits. The VCA, if they go into that, they'll get 10% backed in wrapped Bitcoin and 90% cap with a 20% total benefit, and they have to stake for a minimum of 120 days. So that's for the VCA. For the regular auctions, there's a 9% cap on the auction level, 10% total benefit for that. Obviously, compared to the market price, the auction price is 10% better, and there's a 60-day minimum stake there. So with referral, of course, they will in the regular auction they'll get 10% added benefit and 20% total benefit. Okay, and so that's including the price that benefit. And with the self referral, they'll get 20% additional benefit and 30% total benefit. So self referral, they get 10% benefit on top of the Axion that they get, plus if they self-refer, the other wallet that referred them gets 10%, and obviously they get the 10% price difference as well, so that's the 30% there. And they have obviously the stake is 14 days for the referrer, so that's how that works. All right, so that's cool. Let's have a look here. So let's have a look here. Oh, Matthew's in here. I'll just have to hide the user. Sorry about that. Have a look here. It's unfortunate when people come in and just spam the chat there. Anyway, so let's keep going, and we'll go back here. Let me just jump back here first. So that's the basic option there. Then you've got options for this vote. This is a vote to balance the economic benefit of both the regular auctions and the VCA. We're going to check this out now. So you can enlarge this yourself. I will leave the link to this page in the video chat. There's the vote, and we'll put that in there. So you can check that out if you wish, and go from there. Conchis Anahu, good to see you in there. Great to see you. Nice peace sign there. Very cool. And let's get into it. So this is here, you can actually enlarge this, and this is what we're going to go through now. This is actually all the votes that you get to choose from. So the votes will be, your influence on the vote will be based on the number of shares that you have. So if the longer you stake, the more shares you have. So basically when you go in and do your own vote, that's what will be the case. Here is actually the full choice app. So we're going to go through this. So choice 1 here, and then choice 2, and then choice 3, and then obviously at the bottom choice 4, no change to auctions, no change to referral system, no change. So that's a pretty much no change if that wins. So let's go back to the vote at the moment. We got climb up there. We can actually see that option 1 is really doing well at 99.47% at the moment. Option 3 is second at 0.26%. Option 4 is 0.19%. Option 2 is 0.08%. Now there's 57 billion shares in there, so still a long way to go. So if a lot of people start going in these other options, it could change things around quite a bit until we probably get to about 100 billion shares or something like that. So still early days on this really, and obviously it's running over 3 days, so we'll check that out. All right, very cool. So let's go here. We've got the first one here, basics. So both auctions receive 10% benefit. So that's a VCA and the regular auctions. So there's 4 VCAs and 3 regular auctions per week. So they'll both receive the 10% benefit. So this is not balancing them out so that they all get the same, up to an additional 20% graduated benefit based on the stake length. And this is really powerful. So obviously Axion's all about staking max year and staking long and getting those sweet dividends over the 8% inflation. And so this is a really good way of doing that. And I think that everything I think should generally benefit long stakers, either people that are stake long or max year people. So up to additional 20% graduated benefit based on the stake length. So that's really cool. That graduated benefit just means the longer that you're staked, the more benefits you will get in percentage terms. A 60-day minimum stake for both types. So that's really cool. So actually the 120 days on the VCA at the moment will come down to 120. So that's an interesting move there. The data for this option is based on the staking behavior data from the Your Shares Your Voice campaign. So it's got some science behind it, as it were. The evidence, the effect here would be to significantly reduce the benefit for short-term recyclers while maintaining increased benefits for long staking durations. And that's the desired outcome, and it's really what you want to do. This will also increase both Axion and Wrap Bitcoin dividends by 10%, which is really great. Obviously, more ETH going in there. Note, with this option, the 10% benefit for bidder comes from minting as opposed to coming from the staker dividends. Right, so with this option, the 10% benefit for the bidder comes from minting as opposed to hence the increase in the cap. So it will go to, I guess, 100%. So we'll check that. These calculations are included under the analysis. So here's the explanation of these basic features of option 1. And so for both auctions, the auctions would be capped at 100%, so from 90 up to 100, so that's the big change. So the auction price is the same as Uniswap, and that's important. So basically removing that price benefit. VCA bidders will receive 10% cashback on Wrap Bitcoin, so that still remains. The regular bidders will receive 10% Axion, additional Axion, so that still remains. So really it's just the price cap that's been removed there. And both auctions, upon staking over 350 days, the bidder would receive an additional 5% principal Axion plus 1% additional for each 350 days. This is brilliant in my view. I think that's really good, and that's just supports longer per stakers. Now, one thing is though, of course, we are going to have a certain type of investor come into Axion, someone that is wanting to stake longer, and that's the type of that's going to separate our Axion. So people in crypto land, or people that are not in crypto land, come into Axion. They're going to be people that want to stake longer and get that 8% minimum inflation plus those dividends on top in return, especially the Wrap Bitcoin, which is real time. So that's really important to take into account, as opposed to a lot of other crypto places where they might be just after short-term gains and stuff like that. So I think that's a really good move. And examples: less than 350 days, 10% total benefit. 350 to 699 days stakes plus 6%, 16% total benefit. 700 days to 1049 is stake would be plus 7%, so 17% total benefit. And 555 stake, which is 15.2 years, the full 20%, so that'll be total benefit of 30%. That's a pretty good encouragement to stake for a long period of time. And don't forget, you're doing that so that you can get that Wrap Bitcoin divs 4 times a week. And obviously they're going to be a bit higher because the auction price cap's gone away. So there's a compensation there going on. All right, so that's pretty cool on that one. Just going to check the chat here. Hey, Prana, hey, a special edition today. It certainly is, Prana. Great to see you. Missed you yesterday on the live stream, but good to see you in there today. And today we're just going through the vote. It just came out only 8 hours ago or so. So it just came out, but it came out about 8 hours ago. It's going to run for 72 hours. Let's have a look at the analysis of option 1. This is obviously dominating the vote at the moment. Recycling impact. This would have a net decrease on recycling behavior due to reduced benefit in closing gaming loopholes. I think that's pretty important. Now, it will be interesting to see the demand on the auctions as we go ahead without the recycling in there. So that's going to be interesting. But obviously we're going to get, as I go back to the previous point, it's really about getting investors. They're going to stake a long term. So they're going to get the benefit instead of the short term, they're getting the benefit longer term. So that's going to be the difference there. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But once again, that's going to benefit somebody longer term a lot, especially when we're getting the Wrap Bitcoin divs, when we've moved that soft cap up to 100%, as you can see over here. We're talking about that one there. So dividends, this would have a net increase on dividends distributed to stakers of 10%. So that's the upside. This is done through minting the bonus, therefore allowing more ETH into the auctions, resulting in more dividends. So that's the key mechanism there to offset the recycling. So those two offsetting each other is the idea. Inflation, this would have a net decrease in the short term. Inflation for tokens based on the elimination of referrals. And in the 1 to 5 year term, the impact is net neutral. Over the duration of max staking, the impact is a net deflator. So that's all pretty cool. So that's great for the inflation. Auction sellout speed. This would have an unknown impact on auction sellout speed, with a net reduction in the recyclers, but a net gain in long-term stakers due to the improved economic benefit. And that's the key offset. So that's an empirical question basically. Is the longer term incentives going to outdo the recycling in the auctions? So we're going to have to find out. That's the big question. Now, on the other hand, is that we at Axion we really do want longer term stakers. So it's kind of that's got to play out. So we'll watch out for that in the next few. Probably need at least 2 weeks data to see how that goes. But that's the case. Remember, this is probably if it gets all approved, this will go ahead within 2 days afterwards. So about 4.5 days from now would be the first time. Analysis. This option is a balance of all proposals, incentivizing long-term stakers so that the token continues to reward longer-term stakers and help build the token adoption. This option is cumulatively estimated to have the highest price pressure overall. So that's quite good too. Now, once again, this is a balancing. This is what it's called, a balancing. If we go back to the title here, balancing Axion auctions, and that's what it's doing. It's balancing the VCA and the regular auctions together. It's taking away that price incentive, removing recycling, and getting longer-term stakers with the longer-term benefits, which actually get more wrapped Bitcoin in the short term. So that's the play. All right, so hopefully that's helpful on that one, and let us know in the chat. Let's go to option 2. So let's once again, option 1 is dominating voting at the moment, 99.47%. So people will like that switch there, but there's still a long way to go. 57.8 billion shares, still a long way to go before this vote finishes. So make sure that you do vote with your vote after at least if you haven't done it already after this. So option 2, both auctions receive 30% benefit, 120-day minimum stake duration, so it's even longer, right? We're back up here, we're at 60 days, so 120 days, so longer duration, but both auctions receive a 30% benefit, whereas both auctions receive a 10% benefit here, plus an additional graduated one, so different here, this on the other extreme. Auction price is 10% under Uniswap, so still maintaining that 9% soft cap with the 10% potential upside. This is the current level of economic benefit in the regular auctions. This will likely lead to an incentive to further recycle into both auctions equally. This option will have a net increase of recycling, but with all auctions extended to 120 days, the impact is reduced. So really, you're allowing people that it's basically a recycling incentive, right? With the higher referral, with self-referring, so it's 30%. Remember, 10% for going in, getting the bonus. Second, 10% for being the referrer. And then the third benefit is the discount to the market price, so that's the 30%. And so you got net increase of recycling, but all auctions extended to 120 days, so making it longer. And I actually like that too. I do like that feature. I think that's pretty cool. But once again, you're sort of deferring the recycling another 60 days from that point of view from the regular auctions, which are only 60 days at the moment. Obviously, VCAs are already 120 days. So for both auctions would be capped at 90%. VCA bidders will receive a 10% Axion bonus and 10% cash back and wrap Bitcoin divs, 30% total benefit, which includes the price there. And regular bidders will get 20% Axion bonus and 30% total benefit, which includes the price discount 10%. So that's there. So let's have a look at the recycling impact. This would have a net increase on recycling behavior due to increased 120-day benefit in the long term. It would extend the period of recycling, but also more than triple the amount of tokens available for recycling. So I don't like that very much. Dividends. This would have a net neutral impact on dividends distributed to stakers. 10% of the benefit would still come out of a staker dividend. All right, so yeah, that's not so good. Straight away, I'm reading through this, and I really don't like it too much. So I shouldn't be putting too much comments on that, but it sort of seems self-evident. Inflation, that would have a net increase in the short-term inflation tokens, as it would add 200 million tokens after 120 days per week, as there is no additional benefit for extending staking. So really, you're deferring the issue of all those tokens coming onto market if people are short recycling on a short-term basis. Obviously, we get quite a high amount coming out of the auctions that stake max year or long, but it's you're still just doing that. You probably actually get more people doing it, right? You get more and more, so you're just exacerbating the issue of recycling with this option. As there is no additional benefit of extending staking, the impact would last up to 5 years. In the long term, it will be a net neutral impact. So you're talking quite a medium distance out there. Auction sellout speed, and I think this is really important. Auction sellout speed. Now since we had the 2 previous votes, which we can see here. Let me go back. Actually, I've lost the link there. But since the previous 2 votes, we've actually had better sellouts. The last 3 or so weeks have been really cool momentum. I think yesterday was the only day, only day that we hadn't have a fast seller on the live stream. That was probably the first day, and that's because we had a back-to-back VCA as well. They would have a significant increase in auction speed speed sellout. It certainly would, with the recycling being even balanced out to both auctions, with a net increase in recyclers. And analysis, the inflationary impact and recycling impact would have a net negative price impact on price. So that's not cool either. So the increase in sellout speed of the auctions with this level of benefit are estimated to mitigate the downward price pressure. This option is the highest inflationary expense of the three options, but has the fastest estimated speed of sellouts. So yeah, that's your goal to sell out. So we're going to have to do, I think, with the option one compared to option two, you're going to have to do a lot more focused marketing, a lot more dedicated referrals. But that might take a little bit of time to ramp up. We may not see that straight away, but we may see people go in. We're just going to have to find out over the next 2 weeks to see whether the longer term benefits outweigh the shorter term benefits. But I do think they will, and I think it will actually attract a lot more of the existing stakers as well to get in there, and also it actually for new investors that are serious about long-term investments and getting really high APY, then I think that's actually attractive to them too. So there's really a lot of communication, a lot of education, but I think also a lot of existing investors probably go, oh well, it's pretty good. It's worth me going in. I'm already a long-term staker majority wise, so we'll see how those things play out. Analysis, yeah, so that's pretty cool. Number three, let's quickly jump to number three. Just check the check there, yeah, this is the last one. It was Prana's there. So option three is the last one, folks. So we're almost there. Both auctions as the features. Both auctions receive 20% benefit and 90-day minimum stake period. So now at the moment we've got a VCA that's 120 days, a regular auction that's 60 days, and so now we're talking about both of them getting in a midpoint there at 90 days. So it's 3 months. But both received 20%, and that was compared to 30%, and their 10% plus a graduated 20% for long-term staking. This is the current level of benefit for the VCA. The option would reduce the economic benefit of the regular auction, driving slower sellouts and also drive less recycling due to less benefit. So that's really the 10% bonus plus let's go here to this one here. For both auctions would be capped at 90%, so that's what you got, the 10% price bonus there. The VCAs would remain with a 10% cashback with wrapped Bitcoin. That's a 20% total benefit. The regular auctions bidders would receive 10% Axion bonus plus 20% total benefit, so no referrer bonus there. So let's have a look at the impacts. Recycling impact, this would have a net decrease on the recycling behavior, so that's positive due to both reduced benefit and increased staking minimum duration during the regular auctions. The dividends, however, this would have a net neutral impact on dividends distributed to stakers. 10% of the benefit would still come out to stakers' dividends. There is significant potential for a net negative impact on dividends as the benefit reduction in will lead to a reduced sellouts. That's really the issue, is the sellout stuff, right? So we'll just have to see. We're going to get a lot more long-term investors in. That's probably the big key. A lot of existing investors also staking longer term. Could have a severe impact on long-term VCA, ROI, or return on investment metric, and obviously VCA means venture capital auction for those that are not familiar. Inflation, this would have a net decrease in the short and long-term inflation, so that's positive. It would remove an estimated 6.24 billion tokens from minting per year, but that's not it. Having more tokens, as long as you're selling them out, is important. So that's there is a general positive. Auction sellout speed, this would have a significant decrease in auction sellout speed with a net decrease in recyclers. There's unknown how long the auctions would sell out at this level, so that's not so cool. And analysis, this option is a significant deflator on the Axion token, which is positive, but due to the low economic benefit of the auctions, they will likely have to be tapered fast and could increase baseline ROI to well over 6 years. That's just far too long, folks. So return on investment without a very significant dependence on price movement. This option is the highest deflationary option of the three, with significant risk to auction sellout speed. So those are the three options, folks. I kind of feel that the option one is strongly in favor. Now, that's still not without its issues in terms of selling out the auction faster. So we'll have to see how it goes over the next 2 weeks. Obviously, Axion wants to attract longer term investors, so option one is clearly the best from that point of view, and that they would enter the auction with all the longer term benefits there. So I think that's probably the best outcome. Also, getting a dedicated army of, I guess, what do you call them, qualified uh, 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 qualified referrers in there. That means it's opened up to all the community, and you just have to comply, with the basically ethical finance, so just having clear communications basically, and not misleading, that sort of stuff, and targeting. But that could actually be really lucrative for everybody that decides to do that. And actually, I think that's a much better deal. I've been actually advocating that for some time, that we want to get that in there, as opposed to just recyclers. And obviously, recyclers have played a role in economic energy, but ultimately, you're just deferring perhaps that negative aspect to it as time gets rolled over. 20 days, 120 days, 60 days, etc. So I think that this is a good move in the right direction. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, you've just gone through these two with me, and you can make your decision once again on that one. But do vote, get out there, vote. Your vote counts, your shares count. It's really important. I mean, community is all based around that DAO voting setup. So very cool. I really like what the work they've done. Coaches Nahu says, I like option one. Hey, great stuff there, coaches. Hopefully you voted on that one. Very cool indeed. But well done to Punky and the team. They are going to actually speed up after they have town halls with the new enhancements to the ecosystem that will require community vote. They're going to upgrade the speed that they do it, because obviously they realized that it's a lot. Some of these decisions take a lot more work, so they're actually going to speed that up from the town halls when they have discussions. So I think that's really good enhancement there. Yeah, so that's going to speed stuff up. Instead of taking 4 weeks, it might just take 2 weeks, something like that at the most. So we'll see how that plays out too. That's just a process thing. Super Monster Guy, hey, I like the super part on the name, and Monster Guy, that's pretty cool. Hey, Superman, I'm wondering if applying option one, the best gameplay is to stake for 15 years for all Axion, and then use the divs to buy your liquid Axion to sell in the coming years. That would definitely be a good move. You're talking about with wrap Bitcoin? Yeah, you could definitely do that. I agree with that. Hey, Patricia. Hi, all. Big heart from Patricia. Good to see you, Patricia. I'm doing it earlier today, so it won't be 2 o'clock in the morning in Texas. So it'll be a lot fresh for that. Super Monster Go. Yeah, that's a good strategy. So that's the other thing people are missing sometimes. They don't think about the wrap Bitcoin income is just accumulating in a lot of people's wallets. I don't know how many people have sold down their wrap Bitcoin, because obviously, I mean, for me, wrap Bitcoin is just one of those things that you hold for like ever, because there's not many Bitcoin in the world, and it's just only going to be less and less because more people are buying it. That's a pretty no-brainer to me. Yeah, I think that that's a good thing. Obviously, once again, if you want to do that, you can buy just what you did says. Pinch me what you just said. I think that's a good idea. Pinch me says, oh sorry, that was Super Monster Guy. Pinch me, hey bud, curious if you can comment on the Axion price it's at now. Is it not supposed to be at around 0003, 0004 cents given the max stakes? It is, but we've had a few things happen there. We're not the auction. There's quite a few things happening at the same time. The auctions. The auctions incentives have been attracting all the attention from investors, and obviously we just talked about the recycling and that in the vote. The other thing is that we haven't had the liquidity squeeze yet, and we've had quite a few whales sell down. The other thing also is that I'm aware of quite a few people lining up liquidity for the Pulsechain. That's why I've been talking about it, not just because I think it's a big opportunity. I don't think Axion or Wise token will be copied over onto the white Pulsechain, so I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about just the general opportunity. You shouldn't be too emotionally attached to projects that you're in. You should be seeing them as a rational investor. Is really the way you should look at it. And I think that's happening as well. So we've got still got probably a good half a dozen whales. It looks like one whale came back in, obviously it caught the bottom there in the price, and looks like they may be staking, so we'll watch out for that too. So you've got a bit of that going on. And we really need to get the liquidity squeeze on there, and we also have to get these auction tweaks, just further tweak them. And I think this vote's a good move in the right direction. That said, we've got to see how the next 2 weeks go with getting long-term investors versus recyclers, because we know in crypto land there's a lot of short-term investors, right? They just got short-term horizon, and the actual long-term horizon investor is a smallest percentage, but it's increasing because people are realizing, hey, I don't want to, if I get burnt over there, I get burnt. I want something that's solid, and so that's where Axion's got a part of the marketing, part of the actual structure of the thing is to actually, come into this as long-term staking. You're going to get wrapped Bitcoin divs, you're going to get Axion divs, and you're going to get IEOs and airdrops, stuff like that for your benefit, so they all layer on each other, and that's the vision, and that's still playing out. So, because Punky's already talked about that coming up, with the more IEOs, so he's going to give you other economic opportunities to get into as well, and stuff like that. So get benefits and get high, those X factors that people are chasing in other projects. You can get that even within the Axion ecosystem, as well as the long-term benefits. So that's kind of the vision that's playing out, but they're much bigger than that. You've got the fiat gateway, the Connect credit cards coming, you've got the strategic partners coming, and it just takes time to roll out, and that's a long-term view, right? So that's why I'm talking about long-term investors. Axion's going to be one of the better ones. Not the only one. It offers certain types of dynamic rewards for that in a ROI, but it's fitting in a certain class, It's just like I said, I talk about Wise token. I think they're doing brilliant stuff, but they're taking a different direction. They're doing it differently, and I think it's brilliant, but I think Axion stuff's brilliant too. And obviously Hex is doing its thing, and you can go and get that, and it's doing brilliant stuff too. So they're all offering different things and from that point of view. So yeah, hopefully that helps there with that one. I gave probably 4 or 5 reasons there, at least, on that one there, Pinch Me. Sorry to be late. Appreciate you doing this, Axion, today, says. So you're welcome, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Did anyone else say that you are awesome? Lots of people tell Patricia she's awesome because she is awesome. And Super Monster Guy, hello, Patricia Steer. Hey, and Scott Crosby's in the house. Hello, Patricia Steer and Superman. Hey, Scott, good to see you. Scott did a good play the other day as well in the Axion auctions from memory, so very cool. So hopefully that helps, and that was pretty neat. It's 36 minutes into the game, and this is the 3 votes. Once again, if you've read this, you can either get them on the Axion staking platform under voting. You can find it there, or you can just go onto the Axion Discord here, and you can see the vote there. And you can just click on this link and it will take you to the vote, you just have to have your MetaMask open, or your wallet. There's 69 other wallets now apparently that are able to connect. I never got a MetaMask wallet, so it just connects with that way, and then it will just read your shares and you can vote, and your vote weight will be based on your shares, which is all the way the whole thing's set up. So very cool. I voted for option 1 myself already, and so I'm in this massive group of 90.47, but like I say, there's still a long way to go with the votes, so anything can change on that one. And obviously option 4 is no change, so you can see option 4 is sitting number 3rd, and option 2 is number 8 there. So this one here, option 2 was obviously encouraging recycling, giving even more benefits in the balancing feature. Number 3 was just balancing out the staking duration and reducing doing the staking duration, whereas option 1 is really about switching from recyclers into long-term investors, and I guess that's kind of the play there. We will need a referral army to help that. Like I say, the first 2 weeks is something, but you still need a referral army to get out there and get that. So it's going to be qualified. So even though this is going to start in 5 days, I'm not sure if the timing of that's going to line up perfectly. So that's probably one piece of feedback there. Yeah, you can feel free to make that in the Discord or something if that's the case. But we'll wait and see how it pans out. We're going to get another vote, obviously, on the referral program when that comes out. So yeah, I think that's probably it. Probably all the comments I have. Pinch Me, ADE. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. That was just, well, we're almost 40 minutes on that. It was quick. It went real quick. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you've got no other questions or anything else, let me know. and otherwise we'll probably wrap up here. Hit the like button, says Super Monster Guy. Absolutely hit the like button, subscribe and share. I will be here at the end of the day doing the auctions. Actually, let's have a quick look while we're here just to wrap up. Let me just pull that up here, and Axion Today dashboard. I love this, and if you want to get this, this is just down. We'll go check out the auction, see where it's at the moment, but I will be doing the sniping closing hour for this VCA, and then we've got a regular auction starting as well. Let's go down here and have a look here. So it's a slow day today. Obviously, we had a good VCA yesterday of day 32. Day 33 is open now. So if you want to get in to this auction, it's a really good day. Hit the link below. And you can just go in and enter that, get 10% wrap Bitcoin back and up to 10% discount to market. Still at just under 16 million per ETH. It's pretty awesome. And compared to the market price, which is 14.5. So very cool. And you can see there 1.61 ETH. Now, obviously, first and first served. So this is probably going to be a good day. After this, we have a regular auction starting, so you get 10% bonus Axion rather than the 10% wrap Bitcoin. All right, so hopefully that's cool. And hopefully Patricia says I'm going to start from the beginning now. I missed most of it. Oh, that's a shame. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, Patricia. Great to see you in the chat as well. Hopefully, because it's earlier, it's been better for you rather than 2 o'clock in the morning. But it's really good. All right, see you guys. I'll see you later in the day at just at the sniping hour close. So I hope some of you will join me for that. Cheers. Go out and vote. Go out and vote. So it sounds like a political thing, but go out and vote. Make your vote count. It's so important. All right, cheers.